Good day, my people, my people, my people, my people, my people. My name is Alan Chief Strongblood Palmer, St. Vincent and the Grenadines' favorite and most hated son, the diaspora machismo. Today we are coming live on a St. Vincent me come from. Now, let me take this opportunity to welcome Jawise, Giovanni Ferrari, Dean Kane, and Ludencia Bergen, people who are now following a St. Vincent me come from. Well, people, we're going live today. And let me wish everyone a happy Easter. I hope that the remainder of the Easter season bring you good fortune and the most high love. People, yesterday, Easter Sunday, the Prime Minister of St. Vincent and the Grenadines flew out of St. Vincent and the Grenadines and went to Venezuela for medical attention. He is also going to be stopping in at Cuba for further medical attention. He experienced some pain in his side on Friday night. Pain, he couldn't sleep. So he said he went to the doctors in St. Vincent and the Grenadines and they told him that he must go outside and get medical treatment. Well, people, the first thing we have to realize here is that if you are the Prime Minister of St. Vincent and the Grenadines and you are responsible for managing the resources of St. Vincent and the Grenadines and you just get a little pain in your side and you did not see it fit to put the relevant structure in place in the health facility, then why should you not stay there and utilize the service that every Vincentian uses because you are responsible? Hey, Wanda. Dudu, how are you doing? You are responsible for providing the resources for Vincentians so that they can get effective and proper medical care. People, if you notice something, our hospital is in a dilapidated position. You go to the hospital and you were wondering if you are going into a condemned building in the United States. That is how bad the hospital is. Everything in this hospital in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, the Milton Cater Memorial Hospital, is falling apart. The bathrooms are in terrible condition. If you are sick and you go into those bathrooms, there's a chance that you may, your wound from surgery or whatever, you may contract some viral infection that will make your condition even worse. People, remember, when Ralph Gonsalves get his head bust in the protest, the final conclusion of the police was that Anime Lois of Leyu threw a keyring and caused Ralph Gonsalves injury. So here we see the final conclusion was Ralph Gonsalves was hit with a keyring. So we will boil it down to a bunch of keys. If you get hit with a bunch of keys and it breaks your skin, there is no way a bunch of keys hitting you in the head is going to cause internal injuries. No way under the sun. But he saw it fit to fly to Barbados in the middle of a pandemic at the nation's expense for a minor injury when there are professionals who are trained and are even more qualified than those persons who are now practicing in the Queen Elizabeth Memorial Hospital in Barbados. For example, we have a lady by the name of Rosalind Ambrose. She do CAT scans and all of these things. She invested her monies. She was a medical doctor. And she went to when she be trained to read and to take all of these scans. So why didn't he use his service in St. Vincent and the Grenadines? Because he don't trust Vincentians. You see what have happened here? The man has encouraged our people into being dishonest to our own people. And all of them who have been dishonest to their own people, he cannot trust them, because what he's saying in his mind, if you are willing to do this to your own people, what are you going to do to me? I am a Portuguese. These people are black. You are willing to do this to your own people. What are you going to do to me? That is why he don't trust them. People, Simone Keyser Beach is an emergency room specialist. This is what she specializes in. Simone Keyser Beach is highly qualified. Simone Keyser Beach was working at the Queen Elizabeth Hospital in Barbados. They wanted to keep her, but she preferred to come home to serve her country. So why isn't Ralph Gonsalves trusting his life and his health in the hands of Simone Keyser Beach, the woman who is the chief medical officer in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, who were responsible for leading the charge for the pandemic? It is because Ralph Gonsalves don't trust Simone Keyser Beach. He would have encouraged her into doing all manner of foolishness. And he will be saying in his mind, if she is willing to inflict these atrocities on her own people, what will she do to me if I am in her care? Dr. Duncan, who you all speak about, he do not trust him to take care of him. People, this man is utilizing the resources of St. Vincent and the Grenadines to do his own business. If the health service in St. Vincent and the Grenadines is not fit for him, then it means it is not fit for anyone else. This is just a simple talk. So right now he is in Venezuela, being treated by the Venezuelan government and by Venezuelan physicians, using the Venezuelan technocrats to ensure that he find out what happened to him and to ensure that he is treated for the problem he's now experiencing. My people, if the hospital is not good for Ralph Gonsalves, it isn't good for no Vincentian. Remember, Ralph Gonsalves went to Cuba with something wrong with his foot and spent at least 6 months in Cuba. If you have an injury to your foot, it is not life-threatening, so why would you bring in air ambulance to fly you to Cuba because something happened to your foot? What we are seeing here is that the man have created a health system in St. Vincent and the Grenadines that is not good for Vincentian to use, and he is not going to use it. He have corrupted the professionals in St. Vincent and the Grenadines to an extent that he refused to use their service. People, if it is not good for Ralph Gonsalves, it is not good for no Vincentian. Why are we allowing him to use the nation resources to fly about, to take care of medical ailments that can be dealt with the resources in St. Vincent and the Grenadines and by the professional in St. Vincent and the Grenadines? Why? Something is wrong with this picture. Something is totally wrong with this picture. We have a little girl from Layu a few years ago. Not Layu, from Camden Park, Anya. She died from kidney failure. She knew she was going to die. She had kidney problems. She didn't have the money to go overseas for dialysis. We don't have a dialysis unit in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. She begged people for help. But the help that was coming in from the people was not sufficient to help her get the treatment she needed. There's a girl who was about 16 or 18 years old, know that she's going to die. She wasted away in her parents' home. Do you know the psychological impact that will have on her mother and her father? To know that they have a child who is ill, and if she don't get treatment, she's gonna die. It is not an illness that she should die from. But if it is not treated properly, she's gonna die. And to know that you don't have the money to take care of the illness of your daughter, and you watch your child who you bear, who you hold as a baby, who you fed, who you bathed, who you clothed, and you watch that child waste away, slowly waste away, and die right in your house, right in your presence, and you cannot do nothing to help your child. Do you know the kind of psychological impact that is going to affect? When Ralph Gonsalves take over the administration of St. Vincent and the Grenadines economy, we had a thriving health sector. We had the Milton Cato Memorial Hospital that was functioning. It had medication. It was the upkeep was good. The staff were flourishing and professional and ready and willing to help. Today, our hospital have reached a stage where people are dying on the floor of the hospital. A young man by the name of CJ was taken to the Milton Cato Memorial Hospital after an accident. He had spinal injuries and nobody treated him for his spinal injuries. It's not until he went to the male surgical ward that his mother knew a nurse, not a doctor, a nurse, who examined her son and asked him questions and declared that he has a spinal injury. She does not have the power or the authority to make diagnosis. That is because, my people, the practitioner at the Milton Cato Memorial Hospital have been encouraged into doing so much wrong that they lose the empathy that medical practitioners are supposed to have for their patients. The empathy that will make them go up and beyond the call of duty to take care of the needs of their parents. But Ralph Gonsalves does not trust them to put his health and his well-being in their hands, but he will use them to oppress and to exploit and to murder the people that look like them. That is why he don't trust them. There are stories that have been told. My friend Brinsley Oliver from Beckwith told me his mother went into the hospital for a simple diabetic injury on her leg. And in that ward, there were 6 elderly persons, and in the space of 5 days, all of those people in that ward was dead. Why? How is it possible that people go into the hospital for a simple diabetic injury? The doctors will work on these people, will care for these people, and are optimistic about their recovery, but these people are ending up dead. Why? Do you think Ralph Gonsalves is going to put his life in the hands of Vincentian practitioner? No, you don't trust them because you have encouraged them to do such nastiness, and they always comply. They don't have the guts to ask him, to question him, say, no, this is not right, I'm not getting involved. They don't have the guts to look out for the welfare and the interests of their people and do what is right. They will keep their job and become murderers. They will keep their job and become oppressors of their own people. You have people. This is a sad situation. It's a sad day. The man fly out to Barbados emergency flight with a ton load of security in the middle of a pandemic because he was hit in the head with a key ring and he get a cut. The man had an injury with his foot. He called in air ambulance and they flew him out to Cuba. He spent about 6 weeks in Cuba to see about his foot. Now he had a pain in his side on Friday. And instead of he go in the hospital and take the treatment and the care of the physician that are qualified to treat him, the treatment and the care of the physicians that he employed because he micromanages everything. No. He gone to Venezuela. And after that, he going to Cuba. This is the same man who said he had to dead. But it seems like he afraid to die. He had to dead. But it seems like he afraid to die. Every little thing, anytime he feel a pain, he fly out of the country. And he gone somewhere for medical attention. Let me tell you something. A Nigerian politician flew from Nigeria to Canada to seek medical attention. The Nigerian citizenship in Canada find him at the hospital he was at, drag him out of the hospital he was at, beat him, and send him back to Nigeria. He said, your obligation to the Nigerian citizenry is to ensure that you provide the medical facilities, the expertise, and the medication so that the people of Nigeria can be taken care of. But when you neglect your responsibility to the people of Nigeria, you're running coming to Canada for medical attention? No, we will not have that. They pull him out of the hospital. They book his flight back to Nigeria. They beat him and they put him on a plane. That is what needs to happen to Ralph Gonsalves. That is what needs to happen to Ralph Gonsalves. If you can't use the resources that you provide for your citizenry, the people who had employed you to do a job, the people whose resources you are squandering, if it is not good for you, it is not good for no Vincentian. You are a regular Vincentian that was employed by the community to do a job, to take care and to properly manage the resources of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. People, if I'm wrong, let me know that I'm wrong. But if he stump a toe, he's not going to the hospital, he's flying to Barbados. If he get a headache, he's not calling Simone Keyser Beach, who is a specialist. He's flying to Barbados. He get a pain in his side. He gone over to Venezuela. This is a sign that something is terribly wrong with the healthcare system in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. People have been seeing the pictures on social media. You know, Vincent are not shy to show these pictures. We see wards where old people are housed. The condition of these wards will stress you out so much that it will make your illness even worse. Not that you're not getting the care, but the condition of the facility that you have been taken care of will provide you with so much stress that it make it difficult for you to recover. People, but we sit back and we pretend that everything is okay. Everything is not okay. Everything is not okay. Everything cannot be okay. When anytime the Prime Minister or his ministers of government get a toothache, they refuse to use the service of the dentist in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. If they get a stump toe, they refuse to go to the hospital and have it dressed and sutured. If they get a pain in the side, they refuse to be examined, diagnosed, and treated by the professionals, the physicians in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Something have got to be wrong. Something is terribly wrong in our country. Something is terribly wrong in our country. The opposition sit back and they think it's a joke, while the people suffer. They are paid a salary, whether or not they do the job. They think it's a joke because they have nothing to lose. They gain a salary every day, while the unemployment sector in St. Vincent and the Grenadines get out of control. More people are going on the breadline, but they are getting a salary. So all they do, once a month or whenever it is called for, they put on a jacket and tie, they get their briefcase, they go into the House of Parliament, they grandstand, but they're not doing anything. They're not doing anything. They're not mobilizing the people as Arnhem Eustace did. Because guess what? They are getting a salary from being a member of the House of Parliament. And not only are they getting a salary, they have the private businesses that they are spending all of the people's time in, doing their personal business, making monies for themselves, while the masses are out there fending for themselves. While the masses fend for themselves, our politicians, our opposition politicians, sit back and do literally nothing. They're getting thousands of dollars. Some of the highest paid people in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. And they're doing nothing. While the people suffer. While the people suffer. They are afraid to challenge. Let me tell you something, man. They are afraid to challenge the government. Listen to me. There's so much thing you can challenge the government for. Even if the people are not giving you the attention you need to challenge them. Because it is only in presenting the challenges that you'll be able to keep them honest. You are supposed to weary the people, bring the complaints to the people so that they could know you are doing your job. Look, after we had made a memorandum of agreement with the CARICOM about increasing our farm production, they dispossessed farmers in North Leeward to put a quarry. Instead of they look for more lands to get more unemployed youth, women, and men employed in producing food so that our people can eat and eat heartily. No, they are dispossessing the farmers. Look, you have in Layu, the masses in Layu had to get up and come out and protest because they are allowing Kelly Glass to run things in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Every time an opportunity for investment come up, Kelly Glass is there. He is investing in everything that he can make a dollar from. The question is he reinvesting in the community? Is he reinvesting in the people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines? Or is he banking his money in Holland, where he's from? Because sooner or later, he is going to go back to where he's from. And he's going to leave St. Vincent high and dry, with a lot of things that need to be repaired and need to be taken care of. My people, my name is Alan Palmer. I am the chief strong blood. I am St. Vincent and the Grenadines' spirit and motivated son. When I talk, some people love me, some people despise me. And when I touch their friends, other people love me, and the same people who loved me yesterday despises me after. But Chief Strongblood will not be deterred. I will not be deterred. I will not be put in my place. I will not be quiet, because I am Chief Strongblood, St. Vincent and the Grenadines' favorite and most hated son. Vincies stands still right now. Our GDP has fallen by 6%. You know what that means? You know what that means? By 6%. And we have people on radio talking about capital investment. They don't understand small island economy and how to grow small island economy. They went to school and they were taught how to grow large city economy. But reinvestment. You have to remember, the model that they use in these universities are based on the United States and Europe. All of those who have central governments that control large volumes of money, and cities and counties and states where they can depend on the central government for boosts of cash to invest in their economy. That is not the situation in small island economy. The small island economy has one government that controls everything. So when there's a fall in GDP, although it does not hit the average man right away, it will eventually hit the average man. The only how you are going to deal with that fall short of 6% in GDP is to bolster your export. Make sure that you are sending out produce to our neighboring countries so that we can get an inflow of foreign exchange into our economy that will saturate and develop the circulating capital, and it will prevent the small man from feeling the effects of the fall short of 6%. And not only that, it will start the upward mobility of the GDP again, and it will not have any any direct effect on the small man. It will not have any direct effect on the businesses. But we are trying to stimulate our economy in the same way California will stimulate their economy by getting a grant from the federal government. They spend it. That is not how it is in small island economy. Anytime you do any large capital product, you are contributing to the devaluation of the GDP. And not only that, you are going deeper and deeper in debts. If you're going to implement a large capital product to cause money to circulate in the economy, it's foolish. The quickest way to cause the circulation of money is to get the farmers, get the craftsmen, get the tradesman, let them go to the Virgin Islands and work and send back money. You understand? Let the farmers ship out the produce and bring in foreign exchange. And when the foreign exchange saturates the circulating capital, then the GDP will start back to grow up before it touches the small man on the street. Simple small island economics. Simple small island economics. That is how you do it. These people go to their schools and they can only teach the syllabus that they're given to teach. They could only apply that which they learn everywhere, but it's not a one-size-fits-all situation. You understand? But let me close in saying, people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, if the healthcare service in St. Vincent and the Grenadines is not good enough or fit enough for Ralph Gonsalves, it is not good enough or fit enough for you. If you cannot fly out like Ralph Gonsalves should not be allowed to fly out of St. Vincent and the Grenadines to go to medicals, to go look for medical treatment overseas. If the Dolores Dover, Ricardo Watson, or Wanda cannot fly out to go and look for medical attention, Ralph Gonsalves should not be allowed to fly out either. It is time that Vincentian put on your foot. You understand? And there is many ways you can put on your foot. I can't think for you. But you have to show the politicians that you're serious. You are not to be taken for granted. And when you show them that, they will never be able to take you for granted. People, in the next half an hour, go over to my the Word of the Most High blog. I'm going to bring a second message here today in the next half an hour at 1:30 St. Vincent and Grenadines time. My name is Alan Palmer, Chief Strongblood, St. Vincent and Grenadines, favorite and most hated son, the diaspora machismo. Agone.